Welcome back to the channel. Well go on everybody. Hope everything's good. Toto Wolff has lost his rotted mind. Clearly, that is what's happening right now. This guy is trying to reduce the greatest driver of all time into a number 2 driver. A number 2 driver to George Russell. George flipping Russell. You are talking about Sir Lewis Hamilton. Toto Wolff, are you nuts? It's quite obvious you have lost your Ross marbles. Totally ridiculous and unprofessional to say the least. What do you really hope to gain from this? You honestly believe seeing Lewis Hamilton struggle is going to bring you some form of gratification? Or George lauded with praise, people sing and shout his name and give him a street party? You must be mental if you think any of that is going to happen. What, after you severely handicapped one driver? Now you are asking, how is any of this Toto Wolff's fault? F1 is a multi-billion pound sport. Every team has 2 cars to score as many points as they can. Finish as high as you can in the championship and get as much money as possible. That is the name of the game. To make one car slower than the other, or to give one driver the new upgrades and not the other. A mid-level employee could not make a decision like that on his or her own. In every team, there is an hierarchy, a chain of command. For Lewis not to get the new parts, and then they say it was Lewis's choice not to take it, and somehow they had that as a media talking point. A mid-level employee could not make those decisions. Utter ridiculous. That had to come from somebody at the helm. I am going to point out some red flags in a moment that most people missed. What solidifies this in my mind, that Toto Wolff knew what was going on, is the fact that no one at Mercedes has been sacked. Somebody would have lost their job if anything like that happened. Toto said something that was very telling at the Aussie GP. He said he would change the setup on the car in every session or before the race if he had to. In race testing, he was not talking about George's car. Toto was always a snake. There were a lot of red flags. People just ignored them. He took away Lewis's mechanic and gave them to Nico, which led to that famous talk between the two, Wolff and Lewis, before the 2017 season started. Red flag. 8 power unit failures on Lewis's car only. No other car suffered as many, not even the customer teams. Red flag. Do you remember Lewis telling the media about how the team was bending over backwards for Nico? Red flag. Mercedes car designers ignored his advice. Huge red flag. Chasing Max Verstappen to replace Lewis after what went down at Abu Dhabi. Major red flag. Having the media lie on Lewis. Red flag. The signs were all there. We've just ignored them. So the Wolff has become a full-fledged snake, and the whole world is starting to see his true color. Toto Wolff, you can't trick me. As usual, Racing Islands, bless up.